My boyfriend didn't want to talk to me after I threw a party at home. What should I do? Hi. My boyfriend and I have been in a relationship for more than 7 years. Living together for 5 years. We are both in our 30-plus age. We never had any party at our home. I threw one with my friends. He knew it in advance and didn't want to join. I prepared everything myself because he doesn't want to help. I can understand that because it is my decision to have a party and I took that responsibility. At first, everything went well. We talked normally as usual. He came home when the party is still ongoing. So he went directly to our room. When the party was over, I called him for dinner after he did all the leftover food. Most of the time we ate together. But this time he told me to eat first when I woke up the next day. I realized he was sleeping in the other room. I asked him if there is something wrong. He said it is about our relationship but didn't want to tell the details. Did I do anything wrong? At the party, my friends and I never talked bad about him. They asked me where he is. I told them he went to meet his friends. And they are impressed about his job. That's all. What should I do now? He told me to leave him alone. So should I do that to give him some time? There has to be more than this to this story. Was he against the party or just didn't want to participate? There's a lot of info missing. What makes you so sure it's because of the party? Is he usually a social person? Or is he an introvert? Did he ask you not to throw a party? Does he get along well with your friends? Has he caught you and or your friends bad-mouthing him before? How is your communication in the relationship? Do you usually discuss problems as they arise? Do you argue much or have disagreements? Does he usually sleep in the other room when this happens? Op mentions in comments that the boyfriend is leaving the country soon. Are you sure this isn't about your overall relationship and not the party itself? Not everyone wants to do long distance and it sounds like your relationship is already struggling. Oh babe, we don't know any of the inner workings of your relationship to even try and give advice about this. But it definitely seems like there is something very wrong and unfortunately he does not have the capacity to even vocalize what's wrong. Give him the space he's asked for though. My husband asks for space because that way he can really understand his feelings about the subject and properly vocalize. There is something underneath that's bothering him. Because if y'all talked about this party, then like what else is going on? Did he want to spend special quality time with you before he left? There's so much going on here girl. But just focus on URN. No need to drive yourself mad trying to figure out what you did wrong. Because there's a huge chance you sis nothing wrong and he's upset about something else. Maybe take yourself out or hang with friends. Could have absolutely nothing to do with the party. He has asked for space. Give him space. Don't think up all the terrible scenarios in your mind because that's all they are, thoughts. Instead, continue treating him as you normally would. And let him come to you. Really need to add the fact that you said he's moving to a new country at the end of the month. Because obviously that plays an incredibly large factor into how he's currently feeling. Yes. Give him time and space. That's what he asked for. For some reason he is emotional about this or something related. Give him time to cool off and think things through. In the end, you did nothing wrong. I would say, sweetheart, I want to respect your need for space right now, but when you're ready I really think we should talk about what you're thinking and feeling. So I can understand what is going on. Maybe he needs time to figure out why he is so upset? It just sounds so strange and it basically sounds like he's unable to communicate and he may need to do some learning in that department. It's not easy if you don't know how to do it and aren't willing. He sounds emotionally immature. Good luck. My wife once threw a surprise birthday party for me. Asked my mom to have me run her on some errands while it all got set up. Then my mom asked me to drop her off at my in-laws, where my wife were living at the time. I thought it was weird because the in-laws are hoarders and my mom is a neat freak. I said okay, and when we pulled up to the house there were a lot of cars there. I immediately said to my mom that I didn't want to hang out because I didn't want to be at a party in a super crowded house. My mom convinced me to go inside under the guise of dropping stuff off. I went inside and was mortified and upset. There was barely any standing room and I was embarrassed about the piles of stuff everywhere that the guests had to navigate. I was embarrassed that they would assume that mess was all mine. Truth is, we were living there to save up to buy a house and I was miserable. I'm 6'4" and the mess was a nightmare for me for most of the time we lived there. But I was thankful and loved the help they gave us. After the party I feel like I acted the same way OP's husband reacted. A little distant for a while. I eventually came to the conclusion that my wife was trying to do something nice for me. The people I love probably didn't mind the mess after we were all drunk anyway, but it was still a super embarrassing situation. I was super excited about the idea of a surprise party. But when I was given one I was incredibly let down. The husband probably feels something similar. I would much have rather dropped my mom off at home and went to a pizza place with my girlfriend, now wife. I got over it because I loved my lady and realized that she did her best to give me something I told her I was excited about experiencing. There has to be more to this story, but I'd be annoyed AF at him for not speaking to me about it. Without more context and hearing from the BF, it's hard to judge. Some of your comments are a little strange though. We know he's leaving soon and you're celebrating your happiness. What does that even mean? Sounds like you're happy he's leaving and you're celebrating. Again, I'm grasping here, but I would be upset if this is how you expressed yourself to me. Welcome to our relationship advice, where all your relationship problems are solved through breakup and divorce. 7 years and one rough day, and the advice y'all give is for Op to break up with her partner? The assumptions being made here are wild. Give the dude some space, he's probably processing something that may likely have nothing to do with the party. Lol, this comment section is really sick. People judged without any evidence that he is upset just about the party, maybe something else, but no, they insulted him and you didn't even defend him. I can't say my opinion because the lack of info, but a piece of advice: communication. This seems really odd, and without more details about you both it's hard to understand what's going on here. That being said, you should be allowed to have friends over in your own home. Your description seems rather mild. Everyone left before dinner. You also still got him his dinner ready, which is very thoughtful. You should have a conversation with him. But ultimately he needs to compromise on you hosting without making you feel bad about it. Otherwise, you might not be compatible. Half of you nitwits jumping to the breakup solution based on this small piece of info have either never been in a relationship or tremendously suck at being a decent partner. The relationship version of Facebook scientists, debunking every actual scientific piece of info. Insane. You are entitled to have a party, it's your home too. What did he mean by his friends are impressed with his job? Has he got a new job recently that he feels you have not congratulated him for, celebrated with him? Sounds like strangers in his home triggered some buried trauma you don't know about. Maybe he isn't even fully aware of the extent of how past trauma impacts his current life. To resolve drama, heal trauma. Keep us updated. I'm curious to find out what his issue is. There is something else going on with him that he needs to communicate. A guy after 4 to 5 years knows where he wants a relationship to go. You don't need to leave him alone. Tell him he can talk to you about anything. If boundaries were crossed or if feelings were disregarded, then you need to know. Maybe he feels threatened by your social life. Which doesn't matter, you need a social life to be healthy. Whatever it is, you are allowed to have parties and it's okay. Tell him that his feelings are valid and you'll listen to them, but you won't stop socializing. That is rational.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.